Did you see the sun coming this morning? Love it.
Morning, Miss Cox.
Will the American Legion represent
Morning, Bob.
I walked from the rectory this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Morning, Father.
Oh,
Good morning.
Yeah.
Glad to see you all, etc. and so forth.
Bonnie.
wonderful. Beat the Cardinals, huh?
Be it duly noted that the weekly staff meeting commenced at 7:02, M. D'Angelo presiding and accounted for. Let's not waste precious seconds with the reading of last week's minutes. All in favor of... Aye. Waving same. Motion carries. We're moving now. Old business?
No.
New business?
If it pleases the court, I'd like to hear those minutes.
Wait a minute. What's he doing here?
Sir, this is a meeting of the hospital staff. It does not concern the patients.
Sorry, Bob.
Sure. I'm a nice guy to have around when there's a Kaiser chewing on your butt.
Where were we? Oh, mired in new business. Is there any?
Yes, I have a concern.
Good. Could you save it, Father? Before we deal with religious matters, we have to take care of the medical concerns. Yesterday, I received an offer from the Eloise Marshall School of Dance, volunteering several of her instructresses to come by Friday night and stage a dance with and for the patients. Now, I feel so strongly about the pros of this proposal that I must speak my mind. Social interaction is the very bedrock of our nation. What am I looking at?
It's a request from the Eloise Marshall School of Dance to send instructresses, and they use the term loosely, to hold a dance for the patients.
From your tone, I don't think I like this, do I?
You hate it with every fiber of my being.
Do I know why?
Sir, this is a cheap promotional tool, not to mention the fact that men cooped up in a hospital, suddenly exposed to women, puts them in a certain state, hormonally speaking, which is most counterproductive, and not a pretty sight.
They get a dance. We get teeth marks on the nursing staff.
Mayor Hammock on the phone for you, sir.
I'm not in.
Shall I take it?
It's up to you.
Well, it is for me. Dwayne, long time, ... How's the first lady? Good. So what can I do you for? Yes, I did. I have it right here before me. Oh, you do? Didn't know you knew Eloise. Oh, okay, I still don't. You phony. Well, of course, we're going to go ahead with it. My job here is to get people back on their feet, and a dance like this is 2 steps in the right direction. Thank you. Now, if there aren't any more issues, maybe we could get on to breakfast.
Oh, yes,
Next week, Father, first thing.
Sir, I have a topic.
Yes, certainly, Miss Cox.
I want to discuss certain salacious reading matter and its suitability for hospital distribution.
My subject was emergency housing.
Please, Father. It seems that the book in question, From Here to Eternity, and just the title diminishes me, has infiltrated General Pershing. As senior member of the Library Committee, I have used my discretionary power to ban the aforementioned smut from the premises. But due to certain people undercutting me, the book is still around. I won't mention names. They know who they are.
Hello, Mr. Klinger. Busy?
Just reading From Here to Eternity. Now, those guys had fun in the Army. Closest I ever got to Hawaii was when I dug latrines. Sorry, I meant bathrooms in the ground.
I saw the movie of the same book. I love Montgomery Clift. You know, Mr. Klinger, you sort of remind me of him.
Really?
You're both dark and those see-all, know-all eyebrows.
Bonnie, is there something you wanted?
I brought you the 10p10s from September.
You didn't have to come all the way down here. You could have just fired them through the pneumatic tube.
I thought this would be faster.
Montgomery Clift, huh?
Mr. Klinger, question. Do you get a certain perverse joy out of keeping your fellow workers from doing their jobs?
Come in.
Miss Hornback has a desk full of responsibilities which she cannot perform when you're constantly luring her here for purposes unknown but undoubtedly libertine.
Miss Cox,
You're not involved in this.
I'd better go back to my desk.
Is she excused, Mr. Klinger?
Believe me, nothing happened, and I promise it won't happen again.
This kind of behavior certainly doesn't surprise me, especially when I see the kind of material you choose to read. This book is banned at General Pershing.
Who banned it?
I did. And I'm not the only one. The United States Navy did. And those men talk like sailors. Another example. The fall of Rome. Standards were loosened, moral corruption ensued, and the result? A land teeming with Italians.
I beg your pardon? I'm Italian.
I meant that in the European sense, sir.
Oh. Okay. look around for a point, Miss Cox?
It is my belief that this book's availability on the premises ignites that kind of behavior.
Miss Cox, your belief is a family-sized sack of Minnesota marbles.
Colonel, I have personally witnessed examples of said same ribald behavior right here in these sterile halls.
I think the men have a right to decide what they want to read. Hell, that was one of the things they were supposed to be fighting for.
Let me make my point by reading a random passage.
The randomer, the better.
Page 325. The adulterers, Karen and Warden, are together in a cheap motel room in Waikiki. And I quote, "You laugh beautifully, my darling," Karen murmured sleepily. "And you make love beautifully, too. When you love me, I feel as if I were a goddess being worshipped. A white goddess to the savage, and you the savage, carefully restrained in worship, but with filed teeth and a big golden ring in your ear." He lay on his back in a sweated bed, staring contentedly at the ceiling.
And now the headlines at 7:30. American troops land on the North African coast. General Eisenhower personally.
Mildred, your loving dog face is waiting. Oh, Missy.
It cost me $15 at the PX.
You got your money's worth. I'll be imagining you in that dress for God knows how long to come. Sun's going down. I got a couple of burners on ice, and the door's locked.
Only 5 hours, and you'll be gone.
I don't want to think about it.
I can't help it.
Let me get you, little Tommy Dorsey.
Courageous forces of General MacArthur continue to hold out on the island of...
Sorry. It's a big war.
Oh, blame it on the radio. It gets lousy programs.
You know, when I get back, I think we should give up the Army. Find ourselves a little place like this on some beach, throw away the clocks, and make up for lost time. What do you think?
I like it. I liked it when you said it in 1916, too.
This war, I mean it.
5 hours.
Not much time.
Time enough.
I can't think of a better way to remember this night.
Me either.
Shall we?
Be kind.
Some evening, isn't it?
Who'd ever think that Wildwood, New Jersey could be this beautiful?
Quiet! Enough! End of discussion. I have made a decision.
There's something you can tell your grandchildren you saw.
I hereby appoint Father Mulcahy in his capacity as higher authority to read this damn book and settle it once and for all.
I think that's fair. I think the father will...
Thank you. It's the time I put my foot down.
All right, I'll give it a look. Page 325 has certainly piqued my interest. There.
Oh, come on, Alma. We should have more important things to discuss than a bunch of love slaves who are obviously healthy.
Yeah, we've been here 47 minutes, and we haven't discussed one matter medical.
47 minutes? Ye gods, I have a groundbreaking at 8 at the new Rexall drug. I'm the honorary shovel. Meeting adjourned.
I don't know why we come to these.
The same thing every week.
Just like the Army.
You read the book?
No, I saw the movie.
Me too. Lots of people think I look a little like Montgomery Clift.
You?
Well, I'm much taller and lighter. Can I buy you a cup of coffee or a sweet roll? Not both.
Sorry, I'm very busy.
When won't you be? I'm encouraged.
Hi, I've got time for a cup of coffee if you have.
Sorry, Bonnie, I gotta get upstairs.
How about in your office then?
Bonnie, you're a sweet kid. And it's not that I don't find you attractive, especially in that Argyle sweater you wore last Tuesday. It's just that I'm married. I'm not only married, I love my wife.
You're the most loyal, devoted, wonderful man I've ever met.
And believe me, you don't want that.
Sorry if I got your feathers ruffled, Miss Cox.
I was fine.
The veins in your neck were bulging out like handrails.
I was fine, Colonel. Better than that, I cannot be. By the by, what do you see over there?
I don't know, my clerk and your clerk, talking clerk talk.
I see a married man fraternizing with a vulnerable single young woman.
Really? Are they dressed?
Laugh. I suppose all of you are laughing inside. But mark my words, Colonel. I will not allow the activity in my hospital to go from here to eternity.
Boy, Miss Cox is certainly in a tizzy.
Nothing a good strong laxative wouldn't set straight.
Do I care?
Hi there. These cost me the square meal I had planned for Saturday.
That's very nice, but please don't bother.
Oh, no bother. I'd like to take you out. Maybe dinner, maybe a movie, not both.
Not interested.
Marigolds.
You residents are all alike. You think a girl will just throw herself at your feet for a lousy bunch of flowers.
These are a dime a bud.
Who do you think I am, Margie Dixon?
Who's Margie Dixon?
From the pharmacy. Everybody's little Margie. She's a pushover for doctors.
Could I have those back?
You won't need them with Margie.
Finally, it pays to be a doctor.
Mr. D'Angelo, the mayor's wife is on the phone for you.
Alma, take that.
She just stepped away from her desk.
Darn, why does she do that? She knows when I'm here, I want her here, so I don't have to be here.
Will she, Mrs. Hammond, call you back and talk to you when you're not here?
Oh, what the hell. I'm here. Good morning, Cynthia. Cynthia Hammond. I haven't seen you since your late dad's funeral. The bigger they are, the nicer they are. And I mean that about your dad, too. So what's up? Eloise Marshall? She is? Fooling around with your best friend's hubby? Well, we can't have a woman like that staging a dance in a day room that your good family supplied the linoleum for. It's over. My pleasure. Well, our dental department's always needy. I'd sure like to see your name over a spit sink. Goodbye, Mrs. Mayor. Bonnie? Is Alma back?
Yes, she is.
Alma, I just received a call from the mayor's wife. Seems Eloise Marshall is undesirable, i.e. saving the last dance all over town.
That doesn't surprise me. I could tell from her letter.
Vis-a-vis RE this call, I want our Friday night shindig canceled.
That's impossible, sir. We've alerted all the patients. They're all looking forward to it.
The patients, God bless them, don't count here. What counts is that woman's bank account.
But you can't promise the patient something and then just take it away.
Why not?
We'll have complaints from their committee, the VFW, and the American Legion. Next thing, Washington will be serving you with an apple in your mouth.
Damn it, Alma. Why didn't you warn me about this earlier?
Sir, when you said the dance was on, I assumed that didn't mean off.
Don't assume. Anticipate.
Sir,
Alma, you put me in some kind of ringer here. I must tell you, I'm very disappointed in you. Profoundly, deeply, densely disappointed.
Miss Hornback, I'll be taking the rest of the day off.
Oh, Miss Cox.
And there'll be none of these
They're just flowers.
married flowers.
They're not from Mr. Klinger.
Who then? Father Mulcahy, that noted Lothario? I don't understand why you continue to cover for a man who's obviously only interested in your brick house features.
Hello? Margie Dixon? Hi. This is Dr. Gene Pfeiffer, M.D., surgical resident here at General Pershing, where I'm a doctor. I thought maybe when I got done being a doctor today, could I take you out to dinner? The operating room? 8:30? No, that would be fine, Margie. What do you look like? Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, see you then. And thank you.
Hello, Father Mulcahy. Oh, yes, Father Trainer. Ah, how are things downtown? I understand your novenas are really packing them in. Tomorrow afternoon? Yeah, sure, I could fill in for you. 427 Elm. Right. The building with the big cross. Be happy to. Nothing ever happens around here.
Nursing supervisor to Ward 2B. Nursing supervisor, Ward 2B. Call your office.
Open.
Hi there. Margie Dixon.
Dr. Gene Pfeiffer, you can call me. This is going to work out.
I love it in here. Surrounded by all this equipment. And these hands that have the power of life and death. Why don't you get out of those uncomfortable things? No, leave the coat on.
I want you to know that next to my father, you're the most wonderful person I've ever met.
I can't wait.
And what do we have here?
Well, Miss Dixon, say goodbye to that pesky mole.
Just who do you think you're fooling?
Miss Cox, it's not what you think.
Yes, we're in love.
They wouldn't listen to me. Perhaps now they will. Doctor, your bud is mine. An operating room. What a filthy place to pick. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Huh? I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Sinned. I have sinned.
Oh, yes, of course.
I don't know where to turn. Oh, Father, the things that are going on around me. My sweet, albeit dumb secretary is being pursued by a married man. Then last night I found 2 employees, coupled, like a pair of Randy Schnauzers in a hospital. Can you imagine that going on in a hospital? A VA hospital.
Shocking. Shocking. Positively shocking.
Well, the individuals I can ruin, that's no problem. But all that carnality, what's happened? Where's love? I seem to be the only one who believes in it. What good does it do me? I'm in love with my supervisor, but he's still in love with his ex-wife, that tramp. I could be all that and more if he'd let me. But after Black yesterday, he reprimanded me. Me.
I understand your distress, but where have you sinned?
Last night I was in such a state of turmoil, I couldn't eat or sleep. So I went to a movie. Unfortunately, the only one playing in town was From Here to Eternity. And as I watched, I pictured myself on the beach, doing you know what with the man I love. Oh, the waves tried in vain to cool our passion.
Why don't they put a window in these things?
Give that movie a wide berth, Father.
As it so happens, I know the book.
It's filth, right?
Well, I was involved in the Army myself, even been through a war. Although I can't condone adultery, etc., I found the book to be quite faithful.
You're a priest. You are above these things.
My dear, you can't punish yourself for involuntary thoughts.
Just my having them is as horrible as doing them. I must be punished.
Very well. For your penance, if you want to be forgiven, you must forgive someone else.
That's it?
Just forgive.
Do I have any other choices?
You came to me.
And without further ado, the big band sounds with Paul Zipsinski and the orchestra. They know this dance is for them?
Easy, Mike. These boys don't like being on display. I think they'd feel better if they thought this dance was for all of us. Ginger?
Fred.
Can we get him to play our song tonight?
Why not? You're wearing our dress.
Miss Cox, good idea, this dance. Gives all of us a chance to let our hair down a little.
I use spray, Father. Mine doesn't go down. Dr. Pfeiffer.
Why don't you just do it, Miss Cox? Report me already. Don't leave me lying around like a wounded animal. Today's been the worst day of my life.
I'm not going to report you, Doctor. I'm going to forget everything I saw.
The whole business?
Quite simply, you are forgiven. Don't ever let it happen again.
Thank you.
Hands to yourself, Pfeiffer. Hands to yourself.
You're wonderful.
You try. Mr. Klinger?
Miss Cox. Have you met my wife, Sue Lee? This is Miss Cox.
Oh, yes, the big boil.
Hi. So nice to meet you, too. Mr. Klinger, please don't take this personally, but I would like to apologize to you for my accusations of yesterday. I believe I was being overly suspicious, and I'm sorry. Good evening.
How about that? Korea may someday fade from my memory, but this moment never will.
What was she talking about? Suspicious of what?
Oh, nothing. Hospital business.
No, it had to be something.
Believe me, honey, it was nothing. Let's dance.
Leaving so soon, Miss Cox?
I've been here long enough. Good night.
Alma, where are you going? You're not leaving without dancing with me, are you?
I didn't know you were going to ask.
Anticipate.
There it is, our song.
Really? I thought our song was in Der Fuhrer's face.
She thought I was after her secretary.
I don't understand. Why do you need a secretary?
That's exactly what I said.
Alma, I've never seen them so happy. This was the best way to handle it. I've been thinking of just how to thank you properly, and I found it.
Sir?
Next staff meeting, those thanks are going into the minutes.
Oh, Mr. Deep. I don't know what to say.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Seen your ads in the paper. You give lessons?
Well,
Well, I do. Hold on to whatever you don't want to lose, girl.
Well, if that boy fell off the bluff, half naked and beat up, I don't think it was an accident.
For 6 hours in November.
That boy's dead.
Keeps on CBS.
Now stay tuned as Stephanie's ex is on his way and a shaggy dog decides to stay on Newhart. Next.